Book 101 review. Book 101 is all about the books that I read for the last 40 years. And today I have my special guest, one of our advocacy where wisdom meets magic, none other than Maze Terry Bean.
Said very well, Terry Bean. The name
Yes.
that needs the name Daniel Lucas that needs to be said in full.
Yes. Thank you.
Terry
Thank
Bean.
you.
I've been told that I should not even have a space between the two, between the first and the last. Very, very fun name to go through life with. Very fun life I've led the majority of the time. And I believe that we all can do so through shifting our perspective, because life really is about our perspective at every moment in time.
And
Yeah.
thank you so much for sharing your magic to the world, Mystery.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes. And today, let's talk about something good, right? Why why ways to help our children keep their light?
It's amazing, isn't it? When you see and you meet a child and they're still so happy and loving and the little sponges, who are just ready to absorb and learn and grow, and they're excited. And many of us have lost that as we've grown older, through just through the guidance. I think through many of us who have lost our own passion and have shared the caution. It's always be cautious, or
Yes.
playing. You know, it's like when you see a child and the child is walking, you don't turn to a child and say, when it falls, "You dummy, get
Mm-hmm.
up," right? You
Yes.
say to that child, "Okay, you're doing great. You're doing great. Keep on going. Keep on go. Okay, next step, next step." This in itself is very empowering to a child. You know, when it when a child falls, and say to the child, "Oh, how horrible. That was terrible. Don't do that again." Right? So the more we share positive affirmations with children and continuously be that kind of an influence, so they understand how they can truly create their own lives by their word, by declaring what they want. And we know this as we get older. Seekers like myself and people who are into personal development, and I was pretty much speaking the language of personal development at 8 years old. Um, People who are into personal development typically have this sense that life is about perception and that we can create our own lives through our word and through how we feel and our choices. And Abracadabra, my book that's coming out in January, January 4th, speaks to that. It's about a little girl who's running away from her home because her parents are in an argument. And she's very sad, and she finds her a place by the lake where she's found a stick, as a branch, as you could see in her hand, that becomes like a magic wand. And her reflection is now become her sage who's speaking to her and speaking to her about the power within her to keep happy and how to do that. And I believe my vision, Daniel, is that when children step into this kind of thinking early enough, we as a society can bring up children who are kinder adults. And when they're kinder adults because they fall in love with their life, instead of the 80%, especially in America, who are disenchanted with their lives, who are stuck, as we like to say, in something that they don't like doing, that they don't love. When children create lives they do love, they will become kinder adults. They will become more connected to themselves and connected to the other ones around them. Therefore, I'm here, and hopefully, people will join the bean team, as I like to say. And I'm here to state that we can foster a kinder, more loving world. And that's my purpose.
A loving word. Thank you, Miss Terry, for giving that love. So let's talk about, or let's start with the central metaphor, the light or the light. How do you define the inner light in a child?
That's a great question, Daniel. So, when we're born, we're not, I don't believe, shall we say, that we're born knowing a lot. We're just a clean slate. And think of a clean slate and how bright and white that clean slate is until we choose to use whatever colors we want to draw it in, right?
Yes.
So the brighter the colors and, the brighter the future, shall we say, and the brighter we paint what we want things to look like, we will more likely step into that and we'll definitely enjoy the journey more. And life really is about that. It's about the journey. It is not about the destination. And I know that's, one of these cliches, but it's really true. Enjoy it while we're here, while we're in the now, right now, because that's all we have. So what I've done is I've also, and you'll see down, I've also created a coloring book. And the Aberdabber coloring book has a couple of pages in it that are work. They're like work creative pages where a child or an adult, quite frankly, can write or draw what their future looks like, what they want to do, what they want to be when they grow up, right? So we get people dreaming more. And I believe that's what light is all about too. You know, keeping that sense of dream and love and happiness. So because we all know that, you're walking down the street. I live in New York, and you smile at someone, they're typically going to smile back. I mean, it's contagious. Smiling is very contagious, right?
Yes.
So, and it's definitely a journey that is more fun. And like Esther Hicks, which I quote in the book as well, life truly is supposed to be fun.
Yes,
You
definitely.
know,
Must be fun, people. And what are the most common everyday forces in our modern world that threaten to dim or overshadow a child's light? Perhaps in ways parents don't immediately recognize.
correct. Correct. Letting ourselves and allowing ourselves, allowing that child to fall if the child's going to fall. We can't, uh, children will learn, and we all learn through failure. We all learn through contrast. There are things that come into our lives that we don't necessarily appreciate, but there's always a gift. There's always a gift. If we can find the gift in anything that we're experiencing, more of what we will experience will be that much better. And again, back to just the coloring book, The coloring book also has quote bubbles. And those quote bubbles are for people and for children to write the words that they can step into in the morning. So, what do we call them as adults? Affirmations. Well, again, when you have a child starting to play life in this way, they are just going to have a blast and create some magnificent lives. And our world's going to prove out with that, with people walking around who are truly kinder, helping each other, loving each other more, and enjoying the journey together.
Enjoying the journey indeed. And that's what we like. Enjoy the
Most definitely.
journey.
Yeah.
And
Well, you know,
and tell
enjoy is spelled
y-
ENJOY.
yes.
I always like to say we're enjoy, IN hyphen
Enjoy.
JOY.
Yes. Yes, I like that, Mr. Enjoy, not enjoy. Enjoy. So, how
Mm-hmm.
can a parent or caregiver even tell the difference between a child's natural temporary moodiness and the signs that their fundamental light is being dimmed?
Well, yeah, I mean, you'll notice if we're trying to control everything about a child's way and path, and not allowing that child to play or do, and we're trying to live vicariously through that child. That happens sometimes. There are also, you know, that parents, unfortunately, there is a lot of, comparison that goes on between children. That starts with the parent, and I believe that if we just allow the child to be who they are and accept who they are, and be their cheerleader all the way through, and give them that kind of leeway to be who they want to be. It's very, very empowering, Daniel. It's a different world. If you have a child, and there are different children out there, and myself included, who you know, kind of felt like I was walking on eggshells once in a while. You know how there are those people in your life, right? Because you're really afraid of what their reaction is going to be. I know, again, that if we teach children early on that if they change their reaction, right? We know this now, especially the seekers. If we change our reaction, we can change our view and others' view of us, and actually their reaction to us, right? So we're not um, reacting right away to what happens. So I think that that has a lot to do with it, and the guidance in schools, the guidance in parenting. It's letting that child run free in creativity, and true creativity. And if that child's not creative, that's fine. We're not, in other words, there's forcing that goes on, I believe, too. If the child doesn't necessarily want to do something or eat something, that's okay. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that the child should eat peanut butter and jelly for the rest of their lives, though, just so you know.
Yes, definitely. So, Mr. How do
Although
we
you could
navigate?
probably live on it. I mean, peanut butter could be pretty good for you. So, and of course, we
Yes.
love the sugar. We love that sugar.
Sugar, yes. Sugar is everywhere. So, how do we
Yes.
navigate the necessary boundaries and discipline of a childhood in a way that corrects behavior without making a child feel their core light is bad or rejected?
Oh, that's a great, great, great question. So, There are always boundaries that we have to create in our lives with pretty much everybody. So we never, ever, ever want to compromise a child's health or a child's safety, right? Never, ever. So I think that's where there's a boundary. If a child is going to sit at the edge of a cliff, you're going to say to the child, stay back a bit, right? But if the child is going to get on the bottom of, the monkey bars, as we used to call them back when in my day, um, they may fall and it may flip you out, but they'll understand what their limitations are, if there are any at all, right? So we all have to
Yes.
learn our own limitations, yet we all also don't have any in our own way. We create them in our mindset. And unfortunately, many children, those limitations are created by the people who guide them. So we have to be cognizant of that, aware of that, and just play, really play and joy. And I think that's what's happened in society as a whole to us adults is that we've lost that inner child in us to play more. It's like someone said to us, Daniel, someday, when you're an adult, you have to become very serious about life. Life is very serious when you're adult. I don't know about you, but that's not too much fun, right? I don't
Hmm.
take myself, quite frankly, very, very seriously most of the time. I enjoy life. I know what I like. I know what I don't like, especially as you get older, this happens. And I really enjoy children right now. And my passion is being able to get this word out to people because this book at 6 to 9 is the book is written for. But quite frankly, this book is for someone who's between 6 and 60 and over. The gentleman who did these magnificent illustrations, Junaid J. Adi, he said to me back in July, he said, Terry, this is the most inspiring book I've ever been involved with. And he's a visual director at kidsbookart.com. And he said, I really believe that if I had this book before the age of 18, I would not have gone through the shit, excuse my language, that I've been through, that I went through before 18, if I had this book in my hand. Uh, that is when I think both of us started to tear up and we knew we had something extraordinary here. We really did.
And
So
congratulations, Miss
thank
Terry,
you.
for giving us inspiration more, especially for our childrens, because they are our generation to generations to come.
That's it. That's what we have.
Yes.
And
So
that's
how
what
can we help? How can we help our children cultivate the internal filters to discern between the external criticism that useful and which is merely corrosive to the spirit?
thank you for that question. So I think again, as I said, in allowing and having fun with them, I think it's about being curious, keeping curiosity as a guardian and an adult with your child, not always telling them what to do, but asking them, the why and what, how do they feel about that? And what's happening for them when they're feeling in a certain way, right? Children want to feel good, just like we all do, and we want to feel good. And our thoughts are extremely powerful in that way, as well as our words. So, again, when you teach a child that their thoughts are so powerful, and that when they feel sad, they can switch very quickly, right? From, have you ever seen a child laugh, they're crying and all of a sudden they stop? They just stop crying out of the blue, right?
Mm.
And you can do something fun. Laughter's the best. Something silly in front of them and they stop. They stop right away. That's a thought, that's a switch in their brain, right? Well, as they get older, they could do that for themselves, and they can practice that, and they can practice what we all know to be as adult mantras. There is a part in the book that speaks to that. And this is a teaching point that I have for the parent or the guardian to let that child know that that's it, that's what that is. I didn't state that in the book. I made that a teaching point for parents and teachers to share with the children. So again, if we continue down the path of consistently expressing this to children and representing it as well. So we must lead by example. And right now, um, there's a lot of rhetoric. There's a lot of fear-based language, and the divisiveness is causing a a uh, an environment where people are losing a bit of their filter, right? So when there's loss of filter and uh, agitating words that are coming at people, it's just going to cause a lot of angst and anger. And the power is in the word. So the first place that starts is within ourselves, right, Daniel?
Yes.
Starts within ourselves. So we have to start talking to ourselves nicely, right? And have
Yes.
compassion for ourselves first. And then we know we want to feel good. Well, others around us want the same, right? So the old adage, the golden rule, which is teach others as you would treat yourself, treat others as you would treat yourself, is quite true. It's quite true.
Yes. Treat treat other though you want to be treated, right? Treat
Correct. Golden rule.
golden rule. Do not do unto others what do others do unto you.
That's it. Yeah,
Yes.
the golden
And
rule. And I,
mm,
I and I believe that that's kind of been a bit lost. And I don't.
nowadays, yeah.
Yeah, nowadays it's been lost. So to get that back and to lead by that example, and the children see that, and the way the guardians and our teachers and all of us are together when we're sitting at a table, dinner table, breakfast table, doesn't matter where, when we're around our children, lead by that example, truly lead by that example with love in our hearts, and fun, and we'll be more fun together as adults, quite frankly.
Yes. And Miss Terry, before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people, because my other podcast is, well, Abstract Essay is already in fifth season, Abstract Poetry in second season, and my book 101 review in fifth season too, Comedy 101 in third season, and my Food 101 in fifth season as well, Geography 101 in a fourth season, as well as my Love Letters, Movie 101, Music 101, Science 101, Sex 101, second season of my baby podcast, Law 101, Mental Health 101, and Bible Verses 101. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So, Miss Terry, in the
Do you
age.
ever sleep, Daniel? I can't imagine you doing. My
Sometimes.
goodness.
Sometimes, Mystery, I do sleep.
Well, I appreciate you keeping me up at 11 o'clock, 11
Yes.
o'clock at night here on the East Coast. Yeah,
My apologies for the time.
no,
And
not at
thank
all.
you. And thank you
Not
for
at all,
being
but
part.
thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity, and please look for my book. It will
Yes.
be at that website, www.terrybeanauthor.com, and the links will go live when they go live. You
Yes.
know, terrybeanauthor.com. So thank you so much, Daniel. I appreciate the opportunity. I do. It's been a pleasure, and we should touch base again after the
Yes.
new year, somewhere mid in the year. Okay,
Yes. No
see
worries
how we're
at all.
doing.
So is this the beginning? Abracadabra? Abracadabra? You're making more?
Abracadabra.
Are you
Say
making
it.
more?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Okay, tune in for that, people. Let's support Miss Terry Bean because if you support her, for sure, more and more abracadabra to come.
And we support our children becoming beautiful, beautiful adults.
Yes, because they are the future of our generations to come.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Miss Terry, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you again. Be well.
More to come, people. See you soon.
Happy everything. Bye. Bye for now.